Hello, everybody. What's up? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. I'm bringing you a message. That's right. I'm out here in my very cold UK environment, but the job has got to get done. Somebody's got to do it, and I'm equipped to do it. Today, my subject matter is raw Africa can translate into luxury Africa with strategy and vision. I kind of want to talk about, obviously the mentality that we have to have as we are pursuing our goals in the motherland. A lot of people wherever they may be going on the continent may be confronted with different lifestyles, different cultures, infrastructure issues, electrical issues, whatever. It just depends on where you are going. Obviously, a lot of the cities are modernized and they have a lot of the conveniences that we're accustomed to coming from the West, but some other countries are less developed and have more needs and so on and so forth. What I have to say about that is some people are going to go and they're going to go with their Western mentality. They're going to immediately see the environment and they're going to begin to critique it, and they're going to begin to naturally compare it against wherever they're living. If that place is different, which a lot of African communities are different, again, there are places in the motherland where you can have the same level of lifestyle as you're accustomed to in the West, but there are also, places where that may not be present. Some people, the natural inclination is going to be able to compare them to wherever they're coming from and complain, and they're going to be dissatisfied, and they're going to have a negative view, and they're going to see poverty, and they're going to see lack, and they're going to see, well, it's not done like this and it's not done like that, and I'm used to this and that, and my preference is this and that. To those people that have that kind of mentality, stay where you are, because Africa's not really for you. Africa is the place for people with vision. People that can actually see the rawness of certain environments, and they're able to kind of contemplate solutions, and they're able to envision solutions to these issues. That is why I say raw Africa can translate into luxury Africa. A lot of people like the cake when it's baked. Okay, you guys know I talk in a lot of analogies. A lot of people like the cake when it's baked. Okay, but some people, they don't have the time to go to the grocery store. They don't like the way raw eggs look. Okay. They don't have the time to put it in the oven and wait for it to cook through. They don't want to put the icing on it and put the little sprinkles and everything. All they want to do is come and sit down to the table and eat. If you are that kind of person, I have to tell you straight up, don't even come to the motherland. Don't, because what we need is we need movers and shakers. We need intellectuals. We need, problem solvers, game changers. We need ballers. We need visionaries that are going to come, with their various skill sets and try to impact the motherland positively. Because quite frankly, the diaspora has been neglecting the motherland. Okay. We have been outside of our homeland for many centuries. And we as a people and you as an individual have responsibility. Okay, I know the lifestyle that we live in the West really, really gravitates away from responsibility and people having social responsibility, but you have social responsibility. Your life is more than you coming and existing, and everything is about you. You weren't born to come and go to sleep and get up and go to work and, catch the new movies on the weekends and, melanin dripping on the airplanes and you're doing... No, there is more to your life than that rigmarole. And matter of fact, the majority of your life, what it's going to measure up to is what you have contributed to society and what you have done with your life. Think about last year. All right, let's talk about 2018. I don't know how many people were born and I don't know how many people died, but I'm willing to say it was probably in, maybe the millions. Around the world, there were millions of deaths and millions of new births. out of those millions of people, we'll probably hear of a few thousand worldwide. Some people, when they die, it doesn't even make the newspaper. There's no story. There's nothing, unless it's like a tragic circumstance or an accident or an illness or whatever. But usually the people that we hear about and the people that we come to know about are people that have done something in their life. That is the people that we come to know about. People that have made some level of impact. I really challenge you guys to think about what exactly you're doing in your life to define your lifetime. I know that my lifetime is connected to the motherland. I know that my lifetime is taking me back to the motherland to be productive. I know my ancestors are leading me back because there's a huge magnetic pull with me in the continent. It's gotten to the point that I can't even be satisfied unless I am responding to that need. If I wanted to turn around and just live this, regular Western lifestyle, up and down, going to work, American dream, buy the house, do that whole thing, I would not be fulfilled. Because there is something, something deep inside of me that is saying, Gina, you've got to go home. You've got to create these channels that, that have been lost and broken. You have to innovate the bridge that's reaching from where you are to where you need to be. And you need to do it not just for yourself, but future generations, to alleviate the pressures and the stresses that they will encounter in these Western environments. Somebody has to have the heart to do it. Someone needs to be able to go to Africa and look at certain things that are problems or things that are undone or things that are undeveloped, and they need to have a vision of how to change that. Those are the kind of people we need. Those are the kind of people I want to see. I don't want to see a bunch of people complaining about the nature of what it is in Africa, comparing it against the West, and they don't have this and they don't have that. I want someone who can see the beauty, see the opportunity, see what this means. Because the beauty of things not being, this is why I remember when I was younger, I still do, but I used to listen to a lot of smooth jazz. When I was in Columbus, I'd say probably when I was like 14 or 15, there was actually a smooth jazz radio station, which it was a big deal in Columbus because we didn't really have anything like that. And it didn't last very long. It lasted for a couple years. But I remember I used to listen to that smooth jazz station. And I remember a couple of my mom's friends or, my parents' friends, they would remark on, wow, Gina, it's really interesting that she's into jazz. She likes instrumental music. And they asked me, why did I like instrumental music? Because it was a little odd for a teenager. A lot of my peers were into the rap and, I did also like some rap, but I enjoyed, classical music. I enjoyed jazz. And when they asked me why, I said, because I can imagine the lyrics to the song. When you sit down and you listen to a song that has lyrics, that song is the framework of that song is already provided. You know exactly what the artist is trying to convey because of the words that they're speaking, right? But when you listen to instrumental music, your mind is able to wander and you can make your own interpretation of what that music means or what it actually means to you. And a lot of times for me, because I'm a very, very ethereal person when it comes to music, I absolutely love music. When I hear people sing or the melody of the song or sometimes just little small, parts of the beat and everything, it captures a connotation for me. So a lot of times certain songs will bring back memories to me. Or bring back certain people, or bring back a sensation, a happy sensation or a sad sensation. Or sometimes there's songs that I play them on repeat when I'm traveling, and that's kind of like my theme song for that travel. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys watch my videos, when I travel different places, I usually will have one song that I play on my videos. Or when I went to Miami, my song was, living my best life. That was basically the caption of that trip. But I say all this to say that when I see the raw Africa, I see luxury Africa. I see me being able to manifest my dreams in the way I want to do it. I see unlimited possibilities and creativity. I see something unique. I see something special. I see all of these things in the motherland. And that is what's so attractive to me. Because when I think about the West, everything's been done. I remember when I first started seeing the African mansions, and some of the architecture is just unbelievable, and basically the person who made that mansion was able to customize it to their own specs. They didn't have to build their house on a certain, in America, you have building laws and stuff. Your house has to be so-and-so. You got fire codes. The ceiling has to be so high and the windows, and you need to be so many feet back from the curb. And, you need to do this and that. And, they tell you basically, they give you parameters to live your life. Even if you build your house, you got to build it according to their building standards. I like unlimited freedom, where I could do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I like going wherever I want to go. I like not having to answer to people. I like not being, profiled because I'm black. And don't get me wrong, the motherland has its issues. And there are cultural differences. And these are areas where we have to what? #be mature. Because we have to take in perspective that we are some of the first people trying to create these bridges, which means our responsibility is to iron out the nuances, learn how to communicate, learn how to be effective. That's what we do. So when the generations come behind us, the process is smoother. We lay the groundwork, just like people before us have laid certain groundworks for us. It is our responsibility, guys. All of us, like I always tell you guys, the majority of my viewers are all over 30 years old. It's time for us to be responsible and be integral in our people's lives. It's time for us to make conscious choices that's going to position us in a better place for the future generations. Our people from generation to generation have been trying various things to try to alleviate some of the things that they've been going through. But one of the things that they have failed to do in a large movement is address what's happening in the motherland and migrate and start business and start bridging the gap. You've had sects of people and you've had certain individuals that have gone off and tried to do it, but never before ever have you had a great migration from the West back to Africa. That is the position that we are in right now. We are defining this. And I want to drive it home because it's so important. We are defining this movement, which means whatever you want to see from the movement. Like, number one on my chart is implementation. I want to see implementation from this movement. I want to see Pan-Africanism revived. I want to see young people, from my generation and me included, leading the torch on this movement. These are the kind of things that I'm always thinking about. And these are the kind of things that order my steps. I position my lifestyle according to the things I want to see from this generation, from this time, from this movement. Raw Africa can translate into luxury Africa. If that's what you want, I'm someone who enjoys luxuries in the motherland. I like preferential treatment. It's the number one reason why I can never be content in the West, because they don't treat me right. I am a queen. I am a high caliber individual. I'm sophisticated. I'm an intellectual. You need to treat me right. Don't treat me like no sidebar trash. Don't treat me like, a social misfit or a degenerate. I'm not. My worth is high. And I have an issue with the way that they're going to treat me as a black woman in these Western environments. I'm not going to tolerate it. So guys, it's up to us. It's up to us to create what we want to see. We have free range right now because this is the beginning of the movement. We have free range to define what is going to be said about our time, about our people, about our lives. We have got to be mature, have vision, and focus on implementation. Those are the three main bullet points that we have got to focus on if we want to be effective. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. So many of you, you continue to be so complimentary. I received some emails after yesterday's video. A lot of people on my Facebook also commenting and kind of, piggyback off of yesterday's video in which I talked about how vibrant I am in Africa compared to in the West. What we stand to gain, guys, is worth us pursuing it. Honestly, it's worth us putting in the work. We can never cement ourselves in the West. Our people have been trying for centuries without success. We need to segue into a different opportunity. Those of you that have heart, those of you that are strong enough to do it, that is what we need to do. We have exhausted our options in the West. We've tried everything. We have tried everything. So I want to thank you guys for your continued support on our platform. 2020 is going to be a phenomenal year. I do want to mention I will officially be speaking at the Africa Day conference. I have a link below if you need additional information about the conference and so on and so forth. The dates are May 25th through the 31st, 2020. I'm going to be in a building and I look forward to seeing many of you there. Also, guys, my website is up and running. That's www.theafricansuperstar.com. The link is also below. I sell luxury statement African jewelry from the motherland. New stock is coming very soon. So if you have already checked the website out, just keep an eye out. Within the next week, I'll be loading up some additional products. So, just wanted to do that little plug. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.